Alright, this is a slightly different thing than what I normally do with my live gameplays. This is a replay that Royal has sent to me with the caption of I need help fighting destroyers that outspot me or something like that. This is my first time watching this replay, so everything that you're about to see is about to be my real reaction. And Royal did also give me permission to upload this to YouTube publicly, so we can all experience this atrocity together. Oh yeah, and speaking of Royal, he's here, so we can flame him in real time as well. So first things first, looking at the matchmaking, uh, Hitlerberg, mildly annoying. Venezia can be nasty. Golden Glue's annoying. Takahashi is annoying. Shima and Smoland. And a submarine to piss you off. So, that's fun. No carriers, at least. So what's your game plan here, Royal?
Uh, First of all, well, I have a Hinden behind me that's my div mate, so I can kind of count on him to actually do something useful.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go to into the cap, try early on, see if I get spotted. I'm gonna kite out from the cap though before I touch it, because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. Are you gonna just like, go into the cap and turn out, or are you going to reverse?
I'm gonna. I think I reverse in here. I
Yeah,
think this
that's,
is one of the ones I was.
as soon as that
Yeah.
Venezia gets spotted, honestly,
Yeah.
I would probably just consider. Well, you are the only destroyer on this side, and your team will have no vision whatsoever. But the issue right now is that you cannot fight something uh, in front of a Venezia. That is just like asking for disaster. So honestly, what I would be considering, don't you fucking do it. Don't shoot here.
I didn't shoot him. Don't
Okay.
worry. He also did that.
I
So
saw you zoom in. I was like, don't you do it. But
oh
honestly,
my
what I
god.
would be considering right now is possibly just motoring on over to B. The Smolin was spotted over on A, so you don't have to deal with him. So you know it's the Shimakaze, who is also being super fucking aggressive. Look at that. Like, you can see there was a smoke screen that was spotted right over there towards B. Your RPF is also pointing that way as well.
Yeah. Well, that's actually what I was gonna do. And you see, I tell my div mate right there, like I
Yeah.
was gonna go. Uh, but because Ven smoked there, I was just like, okay, let me see if I can get the cap for free, knowing that the Shima is over at B, and knowing the
Yeah.
Swalland is at A.
Yeah, that's a pretty free cap. So it turns out that going to be would have been the suboptimal move. So you know, can't. Sometimes that sort of thing happens. You make a call based on what you know, and then like a minute later, something else gets revealed that changes that. But you know, such as online gaming. Also,
Yeah.
they have an Alsace and a Colombo hard pushing into the middle of the map, which looks spicy.
Yeah. Uh, but I tell my div mate that I'm gonna go over to B, also because our team is failing at A somehow.
You're
And the
gonna
core dodge.
yeah, I was about to say you looked like you were almost about to int into that. This is a very dangerous gamer turn right here. There's a Venezia right there. Uh, honestly, what I would be doing right now with the new oof, that hurt.
Yeah.
Sap is a balanced ammo type. We need to make an alt account called Sap is fair and balanced, but that's neither here nor there. What I would be looking at doing is they have an Alsace, a Colombo, a Venezia, a Shima that outspots you, and a Lepanto all on this side. What I would be looking at doing right now is instead of trying to beat your head against a ship that outspots you, uh, I would just keep motoring around in sea and try and use this island right here to block line of fire from the Venezia, or this one right here, either or. And although this one is kind of dangerous. So basically, where's my drawer thing right here? So the Venezia right here is like your major threat because he's the one who just did 10k to you. The Shima is the one that's going to spot you, but the Shima is also going to be the one who's going to most likely going to threaten C cap or threaten your team up here. So you have two options right here. You can either try and screen your team up here, the main, the Bergonia, and possibly the Lepanto as well from this enemy Shimakaze. Or you can try and help your team in babysit C and keep spotting on the Venezia, the Lepanto, and all of these guys. Either one technically can work, but if I were you, what I would be looking at doing is probably trying to work with your Hindenburg because, like you said earlier, that Hindenburg is going to be the one that you're most likely going to be able to rely on the most. So I would try and keep spotting and on these guys and help him farm out this golden glue, possibly the Venezia, who was also low, and who knows, the Shimakaze might even int into you, trying to get into C. Because this Shimakaze, if he wanted to, could sit like right there in the cap, and just stall your points out.
Yeah, well, because the Hinden is my div mate, I choose the option of going towards the burger and the main, just because he's gonna have to push this way anyway, because our team is hiding A, because they're really smart.
I mean, to be fair, the Gdansk is not a great contester against a Smolensk and a Submarine.
No, no. But I'm gonna try to do what I can to, like, at least maybe run face first into the Shima, or
I would not
maybe,
bother trying to run after the Shima, not in front of a Colombo and a Venezia and Alsace. Oh, and speaking of the Venezia incoming balance, no,
no. No, I was watching him, though.
yeah,
Watching the Columbo, too, because, the Sap is a really nice ammo type, but.
yeah. The at least the Colombo sap is capped at 10% per shell. It can still hurt, but not quite as much as the uncapped damage of the Venezia shells.
Yeah. Um, here, here's where I'm trying to figure out what to do, because I can't, this is where I struggle in DD with big detect, is like, well, I know that I get outspotted, but I also
Yep.
know that by sitting in the back, I'm doing absolutely nothing useful and throwing.
You could always
So
just rotate over to A. You have the speed to do that.
that is true. But I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's just gonna int into cap. Like, let me throw some torps and then gun farm him.
Here's the thing, though. This Shimakaze, every single time you've tried to get close to B cap in order to do something. What the fuck was that? Are you scroll wheeling right now? Okay, I'm not even gonna say anything about that. This Shimakaze, every single time you have tried to get towards B to make something happen, either get something spotted, farm something, that Shimakaze has been there. So after like the second even, but absolutely the third time of trying and that sort of thing happening, that's like my mental cue of like, okay, I've tried this twice already or even three times, and every single time I've gotten cock blocked by a Shimakaze. I'm probably that's like my cue to like, okay, where else can I go to make something happen? But then again, you have a golden opportunity right here because this Shimakaze just inted really hard because he got greedy for these two battleships. And
Yep.
he isolated himself from his Venezia. His Colombo died. So you honestly you could run this Shimakaze down as long as you're mindful of shells from the Venezia.
I mean, that's exactly what I do. I run him
Yeah.
down. The
Yeah.
benefit of running your CB build Marceau is you have RPF and you have the 11-5 range. So
Yeah.
it allows me, as soon as the Shima's dead, I go dark.
Yeah. Uh,
Also, putting Torps
all of
out on
his.
both sides of the smoke so that he can, so that maybe like if he runs away from
Yeah.
it, he ints into Torps.
Yeah, I personally would have tried to launch both sets like kind of in this direction because this Shimakaze is most likely gonna try and turn back south to regroup with the rest of his team. But instead it looks like he's going to head straight into the line of a Smolensk instead, so that's
Yep,
fun.
because he's really smart.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is
You are
we all
turning
know what
into the
happens.
Lepanto right now though. And now
Yeah.
your 11.5 kilometer detection range or gun range is going to be enough to keep you spotted.
Yeah. Slight misplay. I should have just gone towards the burger.
Yeah. That was definitely. I mean, the Lepanto got. I would not have shot right there. Not with the Lepanto 8 kilometers away and an unspotted Venezia right over there.
I don't die though. It's fine. Trust.
Yeah, because the Lepanto did the big brain thing and smoked up. So, you know, that's fun. He might also... No, I don't think he's going to int into those. He turned too late for that, yeah.
He doesn't. But now I can sit here because he decided to shoot.
Yeah.
So I can sit here and spot him for my Hinden. That's just obliterating him.
Yeah. You technically could shoot here because he is smoked up. And try and get him finished off faster, but your team gets him. So you, that's all good. And now you
I'm also at
basically...
2K, so
Yeah, now you basically have an open field to go step into B here. Because now that the Shima's gone, the only thing that is gonna even pose a risk of spotting you is the submarine. Everything else you outspot, and I mean unless you like int into a smoked up Venezia or something. But other than that, like you basically have free reign to keep the entire enemy team spotted for the rest of the game. Because it looks like the submarine is griefing the Smolensk and probably the Burgonia and the Iowa over there. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. You gotta be careful that you don't int into an Alsace and Venezia detection range. Remember, the French destroyers are very fast, so inting is a very easy thing to do.
it's true. You have to be careful. Very
Yeah,
careful.
yeah. You did slow down and turn out though, so that's all fine. I can see your trigger finger itching right there.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to just live.
Yeah. I would have probably launched both sets of torpedoes, just like, hold on. Zoom out. I would have launched
Yeah.
both sets of torpedoes, kind of to cover this area right here. Because this Alsace, if he wants to stall the points bleeding, I'm gonna assume, well, no, it's kind of hard to say. I don't think these scores are flipped, though. I think these are accurate because they've had two caps
No, they're
most of the game.
accurate.
Yeah, they've had two caps most of the game, so they look pretty accurate to me. But they're... He has a points lead for right now, but he's at a caps disadvantage, and kills are even. His Takahashi is low, his Venezia is low. Uh, and he's locked bow into a Lepanto, so he is basically forced to go this route right here. So I would have launched torpedoes just kind of like along this general area, any of those three lines, just to punish this guy when he has to turn in an angle against the Lepanto, or if he tries to dive the rock right there. But you know, uh, we'll see what happens with those. I think he's gonna die before it even matters, though.
Yeah, he goes down.
Yeah, he's gonna burn out probably. And now you can just keep this Venezia spotted for the next 10 years.
Yup. I mean, maybe I do something stupid here by going in front of the island, but I have speed boost, and I'm so fast,
Like,
I
are you talking about the
figure that
island that's like right ahead of you there?
the one that I'm in front of now.
Oh no, that's fine. Like, unless this Venezia turns hard in and hard towards you, you're fine, because you'll see everything that he does. And if he turns towards you, you can just turn out and go through this channel here and slip into A, because the submarine, I will bet you money that this submarine is busy griefing the Iowa and the Burgonia.
He smoked because he's really good.
Yeah. And your Smolensk is trash talking your Iowa. You'll love to see that. Your main is going to let the golden glue get C, which is amusing. You actually are running a risk of getting detected right here, because that smoke is barreling straight towards you. I would not slow down here. Yeah, you're cutting it close right there.
Yeah, but he's still smoking, so I'm gonna just try to kill him because I'm spotting him
Yeah.
because he shot.
Yeah,
So free kill.
yeah. You'll love to see it. And then the golden glue should die between your Hitlerberg and the main. And, Takahashi is there. Now, as for like the Shimakaze, once I still think you probably would have been better served going to either of the opposite two caps, because you beat your head against the Shimakaze outspotting you for a long while, and it took the Shimakaze literally killing himself on purpose for that problem to be solved. I still
Yeah.
think you would have been better off just kind of rotating somewhere else, because that is the single biggest advantage that you have, is that you're fast enough to rotate wherever you want. And this Takahashi is about to lose a gunfight to a 2k health Marceau.
Yeah, pretty good. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean, obviously what you did worked out, but at the same time, it cost you most of your health, and it relied on the enemy Shima fucking up, basically. So I think there's a cleaner
Yeah,
way you
he
could
did.
have done that. And like I say this all the time, the single biggest strength of the French destroyers is their speed. That ability to just run around the map at 55 knots, uh, you can you have options. Like, I'm not saying if something like this happens again where like you're getting outspotted, to immediately haul ass. Obviously try and stay where you are, but if you try and then fail in the same way like 2 or 3 times, honestly I would draw the line at 2 times at most. Like, if you try and go farm that Colombo, for example, and then you get hard spotted by a Shima before you can get close enough to get accurate guns on him, and then you peel back, you try again, and then you get spotted by the Shima again, and there's a Venezia closing in. That would be my cue to just be like, okay, this Shima's going to cock block me. I'm probably going to start looking at somewhere else I can go to be useful, because that Shima's only going to be in one spot at a time. So if he's like hovering around in B, you have basically a free pass to motor on over towards A, hope your Gdansk against the Smolensk, go help out your div mate in spotting, or you could even try and set up an ambush for the Shimakaze if it tries to step into C. There's a lot of things you could have done other than get spotted a bunch of times and lose 25,000 health.
Yeah. I mean, why we do this. That's why I asked you to watch this one, because I felt like, yeah, I was just bashing my head against a wall the
Yeah.
entire game.
Yeah, and like I have like I need to see if I can dig up a recent example of this, but like sometimes there are going to be times where you can just stick around the same area and bide your time. And that's like an incredibly circumstantial thing to do. Like I had a Marceau game where I had a Libertard, a Schlieffen, a Colbert, a Shima, a Hull, and a Sherman, all on the side that I was on, and I just kind of had to keep my distance, keep taking pot shots on the Libertard, the Schlieffen, and just keep existing in that area until they got bored. They peeled off, and then I just went down that flank behind them and started farming them while all of their guns were facing the opposite side of the map towards the rest of my team. And though like these types of things are uh, like they take time to kind of learn how to recognize those types of situations. When do I want to rotate versus when do I want to stick around? And the main thing right there is whether or not you're on a flank. Not the only thing, but that's the main thing. Because if you're in the middle of this, in the middle of the map right here, let's just pretend that we're back in the middle of the game. The Shimakaze is still alive. He's still cock blocking you. Uh, if let's pretend that this was happening over at sea, right? This is where the Shimakaze, the Venezia, and all of that was. If you were like over here or over here, and you were just existing, taking pot shots at whatever cruiser or battleship that might be on the island, or like over here or something, and you just keep biding your time, take some pot shots, poke back around the island. Eventually, these guys are all going to get bored, and they're going to either hard push you, in which case you can just kite away towards the corner of the map, or they're going to head towards B and deal with whatever team that you have over there. If they do that, then you can just slip right back into the cap behind them as they leave, and when their guns are facing all this way or like that way, they would have to turn their guns all the way around towards C to shoot back at you. And then when you see them do that, you can just stop shooting, go dark, or duck behind an island. And obviously, there are like that's gonna depend on the ships and the map, but that's like a general synopsis of it. No, it would be really awkward if I had like the wrong push to talk key or something held down there.
Nah.
Yeah, you didn't say anything, so I didn't know if I was like I kind of hesitated. I was like, did I just hold the wrong button for like 2.5 minutes?
No.
Still
By the way,
not.
that was good enough for an E in Marceau.
Yeah, still not a bad game at all. Uh, like I said, it could have been a little bit cleaner. You definitely had a few options, but obviously what you did worked out. Uh, so GG's there. And you
Yeah,
still
didn't throw my
managed.
ship away for free.
Yeah, and that's like another big thing right there is a sense of self-preservation, which is something that a lot of people seem to sorely lack. Just because you're getting outspotted doesn't mean you have to kill yourself trying to run it down. Uh, you know, staying alive is important because you can't influence the game if you're fucking dead.
Yeah. And
Uh,
you should only be counting on yourself and maybe your div mates to win games.
like they're like teammates are like a love-hate sort of relationship. Uh, I don't trust them. I basically assume all of my team are retards until proven otherwise, unless I'm in a div. And then assume that everyone on the enemy team is super unicum until proven otherwise. Uh, and that's also a kind of a funny thing is that Shimakaze actually played really well up until that last part, where he separated himself. That was his one error, and that's what got him killed. So that first of all, that goes to show you that one mistake can fuck up your entire game. Uh, and then also similarly, you made a bit of a mistake earlier and got blapped by a fucking Venezia for 10k in the first 5 minutes of the game, and you still ended up second on the board with a 2.2k game. So at the same time, even if you do make a mistake, it happens. Everyone is human. You're not at all doomed. You can still be impactful.
Yeah, stay alive, impact the game, even if it's by spotting, especially in
Yep.
DDs, because most DD players and randoms, as we know, decide to int their ships.
Yeah, in pretty spectacular fashions, no less.
Yeah,
But you have anything else you want to say, or is that about it?
no, that's about it.
All right. Two shit for GWP. There you go.
True.